Students, as we go ahead and start talking about ways that we can eat more healthy, we have to stop and consider what the dietary guidelines in My Plate suggests for us. My Plate says to make half of your plate fruits and vegetables because most Americans aren't getting enough of it. Do you know how much fruit you need a day? How many vegetables you need a day? Well, here's a fun and delicious thing that we can do to maybe make our fruits a little bit more appealing. We're going to be making a fruit dip. Now, our fruit dip that we are making is called orange cream fruit dip, and it's fun and delicious and quick and easy. There's a few things that we're going to learn how to do when we do the fruit dip. One of them is what this word right here, whip, actually means. We're also going to learn a little bit about the juicer and how it is used, as well as a zester. This zester is kind of like a super mini grater. Can you see that? We're going to be taking and trying to get little tiny pieces of our orange peel. Now, for some of you, if you don't like the strength or the zwang, is that a cooking term, of the oils that is found in the orange peel, this is not going to be for you. This is optional. Previous to the filming of this, I've gone ahead and read through my recipe. It makes complete sense to me. I have gathered all of my equipment and all of my food, and I am ready to begin. The first thing it says on step number 1 is that we're going to take and put our cream cheese and our vanilla in the medium-sized mixing bowl, and we're going to beat it with our hand mixer until smooth. Now, the cream cheese needs to be at room temperature. And before I forget, I just want to say a word about cream cheese. Cream cheese is lovely and delicious, but my friends, it is not a member of the dairy group. What? It's not a member of the dairy group because it does not have in it the same nutrients that either cheese or milk has. When I look at the nutrition facts right here, I see that there is only 2%, I don't know if you can read that, 2% of the calcium that we need in our cream cheese. If we take a look at our milk, and you were able to see that really well, you would find out that there's actually 25% of the calcium that you need in a cup of milk. So these are not comparable with each other. This has more in common with butter than it does with our milk. Even though it came from milk, just like butter does, they're not members of the dairy group. All right, so the first thing I'm doing then is I'm taking this cream cheese, which is not 100% good for you, and I'm going to have it at room temperature. Now, I'll be honest with you, chances of me having this at room temperature are pretty slim for you. So I cheated just a little bit, and I went over to the microwave, and I microwaved it in 15-second increments until I could take a spoon, and the back side of my spoon I could easily just take and press in there, and that's nice and soft. We're cheating a little bit, but I don't just go to town on that microwave because I can also turn around and cook it, which I don't want to do. So I've got that. I have a half a teaspoon of vanilla that I'm going to quickly take and add in that vanilla. And then I am going to put my electric mixer together. I'm going to make sure that it's off. Pull out the cord. I'm going to put my beaters in before I plug it in. I want to be in control. That mixer accidentally turns on while I'm plugging these or putting these beaters in. I could be in trouble with hair or ties or anything else that's hanging around. So I have it all ready to go. I'm going to put this in here. I place it in my mixing bowl, and then I turn it on. And I'm just going to beat this for just a few seconds, until it's all nice and smooth. I don't want to see any lumps in here at all, and I think I am there. The next thing it says is that we're going to take and juice an orange. Before I do that, I am going to grab my orange, which has been washed, and I'm going to zest about a tablespoon of it. To do it with this zester, I just take and I drag it along here. And it's easiest to do it when your orange is whole rather than cut. You guys here at school aren't going to have an option because I'm going to have these oranges already all cut in half for you because that's all you need for the recipe. And I'm going to add in just that tablespoon of zest. I don't want to go very deep. I'm just taking off the top skin. If there's a bad spot, funny color to the skin, I'm not going to use that zest. And I'm going to grab about a tablespoon of it. just little tiny pieces. Can you use your grater for this? You can, but then the pieces are really big and it's too much of a punch and a texture problem for many, many people. So I'm going to just run this over, this zester all over until I get a tablespoon. I'm going to pretend like that's a tablespoon, though I have a little bit more to work with to get that, but you'll get the idea of it. Then I'm going to, after I've zested, I'm going to cut it in half. Always a good idea to do a little light roll of this. That's going to help bring out the juices. Not hard, just a little. I'm going to cut this in half so that my stem end and my flower end are at the polar ends. Okay, open it up so it has the flower, can you call it the flower look to it, where you can see all the sections and they're opened up. Our juicers here at school look like this. They're just a little portable guy. All sorts of different types of juicers. In the end, you need to have something that goes into the middle and will help press the juice out of it. So I'm going to just push this down on here. A half of an orange is equal to about 1/4 of a cup of squeezed juice. In the end, you get what you get in a half of an orange. All of this right here left behind, that's good fiber. I suppose you could eat it, but that's one of the downsides of having juice is that you remove so much of the good stuff. All right, I'm looking down here and sure enough, I'm at 1/4 of a cup. Okay, I'm going to take this juice then, I'm going to add this into my mixture. I'm also going to quickly just mix that together. And then I'm going to add in the powdered sugar, which is 1/2 of a cup of powdered sugar. I can scoop that up nice and big. Looks like I'm missing the straight edge, my metal spatula. So I'm going to use my flexible one. It's got a straight edge and that's just fine. It says to put it in a little bit at a time. I'm just eyeballing about 1/2. And there's my second half. That's going to look lovely, but it's got nothing yet on my final product. You can see right now it's pretty slimy-ish. I'm not done yet because I have yet to put the whipping cream in, and it's I know it's runny. I'm scraping the sides down with my flexible spatula. And I'm going to now add in 1/4 of a cup of whipping cream. Whipping cream, of course, is a liquid, and we're going to take and whip it. Whip means to beat it, to incorporate or add air. And that's going to change the texture from it being a liquid to a semi-solid. This is going to end up being about the consistency of whipping cream or Cool Whip. So don't give up until you're all the way whipped to its full capacity. All right, 1/4 cup is what I'm looking at. 1/4 of a cup. And let's go ahead and add that in. It too probably could use the flexible spatula. That's the fat. Cream is milk's fat, so it wants to stick to the sides. And we will beat this. Don't quit until it's all the way, absorb that air, all the way thickened up. I've got a zoom on these, it's this gray button, I'm going to hit that. It's getting lighter and fluffier as it picks up more air. Let's check it out and see what it's like. Okay, it's still just a little bit sloppy. Can you see that? Droppy. I'm going to go a little bit longer. gonna kind of call it there. It's still sloppy a little bit, but you'll keep beating until it's a little bit lighter and more holds its shape. I'm gonna continue on for the sake of time, and it will taste delicious, and we will add this little bit of zest that's going on into ours. And I don't want to do this with the electric mixer, because the electric mixer, it will get all this, all that little pieces of orange peel. It's going to get all mixed up with the beaters and stuck on the beaters. And so it's easier if you take and fold in your little pieces of orange peel, the zest, into it. Okay? All right. Finally, what you are going to be doing here at school is you're going to take a little plate, and I might even give you a little bit bigger cup. I think that might be working for us. We're going to take some of the dip, and you could put it right on the plate, yes, but because of maybe walking out with it, it might be different. Fill up your little cup right there with a dip. You'll have some strawberries. The strawberries are going to be chock full of vitamin C, an excellent source. I've got some grapes for you. The grapes I'm going to clip off in little sections. You could have them all individual. I'm going to add a little touch of banana, and when I do this, I usually, for the sake of keeping the banana something that someone wants to take and peel, I've washed the banana, just rinsed it off, maybe put a couple of that, then they can unpeel their banana as they go. The last thing I've got is a little bit of pineapple, and I'm probably going to give you about 1/4 of a pineapple. Yeah, I know, isn't that cool to take the lid off of the pineapple? I'm going to cut this down. This is a pretty good pineapple. Whenever you see the darker yellow, that's where the complex carbohydrates had time to age, mature, and turn into the naturally occurring sugars. And I too would probably take this and cut this in half. It has a core that runs down the middle, so just kind of run that right down. Run that right down on both of them. And then leave the peel, cut these into some smaller pieces, and the people can take, or the person, you, can throw away the skin as you dip and then eat. And that, my dear friends, is a wonderful orange cream dip with some fresh fruit. Remember, fresh is always best. I can't stop myself. I'm going to take one of these. I'm going to dip it with that orange dip. I'll tell you if it's good or not. Oh, my heck, that's so yummy. You'll love it. All right, thanks. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.